Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to make a bracket for my mass airflow sensor for the V8, so let's go. Right, so with my V8, basically the mass airflow sensor that I had on there was really small. I can't remember what it was about 50mm wide. Because I've supercharged my V8, what I'm going to do is upgrade a few of the components bit by bit. Now, one of those is the mass airflow sensor, which I'm putting this one on here. This is a generic mass airflow sensor that you can buy on eBay. So it was designed to be used for the Mustangs over in the States. Now I can retrofit it onto my Falcon here in Australia, which is good. One of the downsides is I need to actually get a bracket that goes onto the intake side of the mass airflow sensor. Now I can buy one of those online off eBay, but they're actually quite expensive to ship over here into Australia. There's only one other guy I know of that actually stocks these, and that will be the tuner that I'm going to use, but he's on holidays at the moment and I want to get this thing all set up before I go and take it to him for a tune. So what I'm going to do is fabricate one up myself. The first thing I actually did, and I did this a while ago just to test fit it, and I think is one of the best things about the 3D printing and my 3D printer, is I actually made a 3D printed version of the bracket that I was looking at doing, and I just kind of rigged it up and attached it to a bit of PVC pipe. Now I did attach it to the car just to make sure that everything fits up. I didn't turn the car on because the pressure would have been so great that it would have blown all this plastic apart. The bracket lines up quite well, and for me to just fabricate something just off a drawing or off the top of my head and just start fiddling, that's going to cost materials and such. But for the 3D printer, it literally costs like a few cents to print, so I think it worked out quite well to 3D print this first. So what I'm going to do now is actually fabricate up the bracket out of metal. What I'm going to do is go down to the local metal store and pick up some tubing, and I've already got some plate steel in the back, so I'll put that together, cut it up, weld it, and yeah, then we'll try and attach it to the sensor and go from there. Alright, so how this is going to be done, basically I'll cut out a piece of plate steel and I'll cut out the hole in the center. Now I'll then drill out some holes for the screws to go through the nut and bolt, so I can tie those two pieces together. I'm going to cut a bit of 100mm pipe, just enough that I can actually get the silicone hose onto the end of it and clamp down onto it. And what I'm going to do is join those two pieces together and weld them up. So let's get into it. So I didn't end up having a die grinder or a plasma cutter, so what I did was drill holes around the pattern of where I was going to put the pipe, and then once I drilled that out, I was able to weld the pipe on and then use the angle grinder to clean up those edges. So even though I arc welded the piece originally, I actually got some electrodes in the mail, so I was able to then TIG weld those welds back up and make them a bit neater. So I'm using some black high temp paint, so when the engine starts up, it's not going to peel off. Right, so there you have it, the two pieces right there. They look quite similar to each other, and as you can see, the holes line up identically. So it didn't cost me that much to actually make the bracket up. Luckily I have my own welding equipment. It's been a while since I welded, so the welding job wasn't the best, and it also probably didn't help that I arc welded it, then I TIGged it because of not having those electrodes. But let's put it all together. Alright, so from the 3D print that we had at the start to now a finished model, which will go on the end of here. So the throttle body will probably need to be upgraded, as well as some of the other piping, but once I get some silicone hose in the mail, I'll connect those up, and then we should have the airflow sensor installed. Alright guys, that's about it. Thanks for watching the video. This was nice and easy to do, so if you need a bracket yourself like this and you can't be bothered waiting for it to come in the mail, you can just make one up yourself. Leave a like and hit the subscribe button as well if you're not, so you can keep up to date. Now hit that like button so I know to make more videos like this. Check out some of my other videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.